What are you at? It's Paul from Wicked Acorn. I just noticed that sound is back. That sound just comes and goes. I have no control it being there or not. I don't know why it's doing it. It wasn't there at all yesterday, and I haven't done anything different. Oh well, you'll have to put up with it. Well, what are you at? It's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Happy weekend coming up. What are we talking about today? Let's have a look. We are, oh yeah, our Where Is It photo. If you've seen the thumbnail for this, you'll know well, you'll have a good idea where our last photo was, but I'll show you our Where Is It photo for Monday. So have a look and see if you can figure out where this place is. This will be related to our video on Monday. Now have a sip of tea while you have a gawk. Do you say gawk? Gawk means look if you don't know that word. It's funny, there are all these words that we don't know if people from other countries know, and we just assume that they know them sometimes. Probably that's a very common word, I don't know. I don't have a proper nice mug to drink from, but you can get nice mugs on our Wicked Acorn page, wickedacorn.com. Join the brew crew. Help us out with what we do. Any ideas where this place might be? Good evening, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Astrex. What are you at? Okay, let's get to it. Today in history is 3rd of October. We are today. And we just got a couple here today. On the 3rd of October, 1849, Edgar Allan Poe was found delirious in Baltimore, Maryland, in clothes that were not his own, and taken to a hospital where he died 4 days later without fully recovering or explaining the circumstances. While the exact cause of death remains unknown, theories range from alcohol-related issues and rabies to brain tumors and even cooping, a form of voter fraud where people were forced to vote multiple times. His death, which occurred at the age of 40, remains a famous literary enigma, mirroring the dark and unresolved themes found in his own Gothic works. I like Edgar Allan Poe, and his death was, no, it is not in the UK. His death, when they found him on the street, they had no idea. To this day, they have no idea what happened to him. And his death is surrounded by mystery, and to this day, tales of mystery and imagination, Edgar Allan Poe. On this day in history, on October 3rd, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln officially designated the last Thursday in November as Thanksgiving Day, a national holiday intended to promote unity during the Civil War. This declaration was the culmination of advocacy by Sarah Josepha Hale, who successfully campaigned for a unified National Day of Thanksgiving. This annual proclamation continued through the date, though the date was officially standardized as the 4th Thursday in November by Congress in 1941. Now, the first Thanksgiving is something we might have touched on here before. I don't remember if we have. It's something I've meant to talk about before. The first Thanksgiving, of course, is the Pilgrims and the Indians, the Wampanoag people, and the English colonists at Plymouth in Massachusetts in 1621. However, you know there's a Newfoundland connection, right? However, according to some historians, the first celebration of Thanksgiving in North America occurred in 1579, after the safe landing of Martin Frobisher's fleet in Newfoundland after an unsuccessful attempt in the search for the Northwest Passage. They searched for the Northwest Passage for a long, long time. There may be a connection between that photo and Germany in World War II. However, that is not the connection we'll be looking at on Monday. What are we looking at on Monday? No, it has nothing to do with World War II or Germany. And it's not in Germany. Yeah, a lot of people were looking for the Northwest Passage, and there's quite a famous Franklin expedition, and he's quite famous in Canadian history. He was a British mariner, Royal Navy, and they made a TV series about it a while ago. I think it's called Terror, which was the name of one of his ships. And they were trying to find the Northwest Passage. They were trying to find a passage across the top of Canada for centuries. And I think the first time it was successfully crossed was in like 1966 or something like that. And that was a nuclear submarine, if I recall correctly. It's, of course, nowadays the ice has retreated and it's easily passable these days, unfortunately. It might have been Germany at the time. No, I don't think so. Well, it may have been. It may have been Germany at some point in time. A lot of places changed hands in the Second World War, but our story is not at all related to the Second World War. This next story is kind of related to the Second World War, though. On this day in history, in Operation Hurricane, we don't say hurricane. What do you say, hurricane, when you're talking about the weather phenomena? Hurricane? We say hurricane. Anyway, Operation Hurricane, on October 3rd, 1952, the United Kingdom conducted its first successful nuclear test, detonating a 25 kiloton plutonium implosive device in the Montebello Islands of Western Australia. With this event, the UK became the world's third nuclear power, following the United States 1945 and the Soviet Union in 1949. So there's our "Where is it" photo. Now I don't, that was just a photo I grabbed of the place. So you may be right about what you're saying, Asterix, but it has nothing to do with the story we'll be doing on Monday. So that is what we're going to look on Monday. But today, we need to figure out, Today we need to figure out where this place is. Did anybody figure out where this place is? It's in the thumbnail. There's a big clue in the thumbnail if you saw the thumbnail for this video. So we won't waste a lot of time looking at the photo because it's just a blue door, and we'll get over to our video and we'll have a look at today's video. Now this is a world premiere of this video. So I'm going to go over here to YouTube Studio and make the video public as we speak, because as we speak it is not public. So there we go. Our video is now public. But don't go watch it yet. Stay here and watch it with me. Okay. There we go. We got that set up. And now we're ready to watch our movie. You got your popcorn? Got your tea and your Wicked Acorn cup? I get the reject cups, the ones that have little flaws and errors in them. I don't get nice ones. Oh, I could, I suppose, but I can't let these go to waste. Perfectly good cup. Just has a little flaw in the printing somewhere. All right, let's get into it and find out where that place is. Well, yeah, it's Paul from Wicked Acorn. And you've heard me bang on about the Bridgewater Canal before. Well, today we got a special treat. We're going to get to find out what's behind this door. All right, here we go. It's our first time crossing the canal.
Not cross this canal without a bridge. You haven't swum across it. I know some are
I like this.
Other conditions are favourable, I'd have thought.
They are, yes. It's not too choppy.
Yeah, tide's right.
And we're just about to finish the maiden voyage of... Does this vessel have a name?
Not particularly.
No, you haven't christened it.
We just call it the pontoon, don't we?
The pontoon. All right. That was a great day, a great adventure. I got to go across the canal on a pontoon boat. I've seen that pontoon boat there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone using it. I'm just pausing to get through the advert here. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it. But I got to use it. It was great fun. Haven't christened it.
We just call it the pontoon, don't we?
The pontoon. All right, we are here on the other side of the canal. Finally, it's my first time on this side of the canal
Oh, right, okay.
without the aid of a bridge.
Right.
So I'm here with
Arthur.
Arthur.
Murray.
Arthur Murray. Nice to meet you, Paul.
Nice to meet you,
Good
Paul.
to see you.
Yeah.
So tell us what's happening today.
Well, we're a social club, we're a cruising club with social activities. And every now and again during the summer periods, we'll have an open... We normally do cruising with the boats to certain destinations. But just lately we've been having the odd open day where we invite members of the public and we lay on food for them, different sorts of food.
There's a thing we do in television when you're lining up shots on television. And I've said it to you before, like when I'm making a YouTube video, I'm the entire crew. Sometimes I'll have somebody along to help. Have you? Yes, it's a fun little trip, isn't it? To get across the canal. Animal Ambulance Andy. Yeah, it's I've never been on the other side of the canal except by bridge, as I said, but I've never been over to the cruising club, my first time. And I had a great visit. But when you're setting up shots on for television, like we spend weeks with a set for television sometimes, and you have to pay close attention to things growing out of people's heads. Like sometimes there'll be like a tree branch behind and it'll make the person look like a moose or a deer or something, you know? So, or something strange behind the person, this is a classic example. It looks like Arthur has a halo here with the life ring behind him there. which I didn't notice at the time, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Saint Arthur there. Um, but yeah, there's so much stuff to keep in mind when you're shooting these by yourself. You know, you're the sound man, the cameraman, the makeup and hair. You got to make sure your fly is up and everything. Usually there's people that take care of all that stuff for the talent. That's what we call the on-camera people.
Barbecues, cakes and drinks, and hopefully, and we have a couple of stalls with second-hand things on, and cakes and some exotic foods. Basically gives the locals a chance to do a bit of socialising and relaxing over the weekend.
I got to stop it again because you remember a while ago, Asterix, what is it? Robin Reliant? Check it out. There it is again. There it is again. I don't know if it's the same one or it was a really popular car in the late 70s. It's in almost every shot you look at from like the mid-late 70s. You'll see that car or a version of that car.
You don't take any pictures of our crown jewels here.
Where do you keep the crown jewels hidden? So this is under the bridge. Wow. Thank you, gentlemen.
No problem. Oh, yeah, not a good call.
To whom I speak? So the crane, if you follow the channel religiously, that is, I've been wondering about this crane, well, ever since I started wondering about the stop plank crane. Like when we first moved here, so what are those cranes about? Is that what it is? You didn't need a full driving license and it was taxed as a motorcycle. Interesting. Yeah, because it only had 3 wheels, right? It must have been a dangerous vehicle to drive. They must have been prone to tipping over. The crane. So I researched the stop plank crane, and you may have seen that video, and several videos of me going by the canal, going by this crane. I'm trying to find out, well, what's this crane all about? Because there are no slots to drop the planks in for this crane on the other side. So I've been wondering what this crane is about all along. And I think I've found the answer to it. Now, at the end of this video, you'll see a little information that I found out about it from the cruising club members, but not a definitive answer. But I think I've found some more information on this crane. So who am I speaking to?
Alistair Barton.
Good to meet you. So how do you get across normally? Like, do you paddle or pole across?
We pole across in the normal way. One rope attached to this end of the pontoon. You need somebody to pull it back, but normally you pole yourself over, get off, wave to say you're off the boat, off the pontoon, and it's pulled back. On a special occasion where we've got quite a lot of people coming and going, it's much easier to have a rope on each end and simply pull it across because it's much a quicker arrangement. And normally you don't disrupt any traffic coming up and down the canal. It's obviously a lot less traffic at the moment because of the recent breach, which makes the numbers quite a lot lower. But other than that, it's relatively efficient, and we regard it as quite safe. Restricted just to 6 people at one point in time.
So have you got any Krista Berg jokes yet?
Krista Berg jokes?
Yeah. Do you know Krista Berg?
I do know Krista Berg.
Do you know Krista Berg?
I do not know.
No? Don't pay the ferryman?
Oh, God.
No?
Yeah, I'll let you have that one.
Don't even fix the price until he gets you to the other side?
The Mont Blanc.
Do you guys know Krista Berg? Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even fix a price. Just trying to get through the adverts here. We get copyright claims on the adverts if we don't skip through them. Get you to the other side? So have you had a lot of people today?
Well, I've only been here since, what time are we now? About 1 o'clock-ish. It looks as though it's been very busy throughout. It was busy, we were getting ready yesterday, and a number of people doing an hour on this and an hour on that, like I'm only doing an hour or two on the pontoon. But generally everybody mucks in and does something. You can't have everybody in the club on the one function, but in the normal way, many hands make light work, as they say. So we get quite. Members of the public are always interested in what goes on this side, so that's why we give them the opportunity once or twice a year to come across.
Well, every 4 years we hold a rally as part of the Bridgwater boating fraternity, and that's a bank holiday rally over a period of 3 to 4 days, where we get upwards of 200 boats and 300 or 400, 500 people, and generally we put entertainment on with a marquee, and everybody has a jolly good time.
Wow.
And hopefully each club who puts it on makes a certain amount of money, which keeps it ticking over.
So that's great. So when is that? When is the big rally?
Usually about the end of June. We hosted the rally last year.
You say it's every 4 years.
Well, there's 4 clubs, 4 cruising clubs, boating clubs, situated up and down
so it rotates
the length.
through each club. So it is every year, but
it's every year, but each club hosts it
right.
In its own right. The Bridgwater, because it's a private canal, not legally connected to the national system of canal and river trust waters. So it's a private canal owned by Peel Holdings, who own numerous locations, most of the Manchester docks and the media centre, Liverpool docks, Liverpool airport, the ship canal. But when they bought it over from the old people, when it was a ship canal company, they inherited this canal that came with it, and I don't think they're aware of what the value of the canal was until some accountant decided to go through the books. So at the time there was 5 clubs on different situations on the canal, but it's now dwindled down to 4, spread from one end of the canal to the other. And every year we each hold a rally to raise funds for the federation. It's a federation of Bridgwater cruising clubs, and we hold a rally to raise funds to keep that going, and they act as negotiators with Peel Holdings to negotiate licence fees and facilities that may be available to us. And so every 4 years one of the clubs gets to host the rally.
When's your next year for it?
Well, because we've got the breach now, we hosted it last year. We had the breach in Agden in Cheshire on the 1st of January this year, 2025. So this year's rally has had to be cancelled. Next year's rally will have to be cancelled. So instead of us having to wait 4 years, we won't be doing it for another 6 years. So we won't be having a rally now for another another 3 years.
So you have clubs
Unfortunately.
on the other side of the breach.
There's 2 clubs on the other side of the breach,
Right.
and there's 2 clubs on this side of the breach. 3 clubs on this side of the breach.
Right.
But one of the clubs doesn't hold the rally because it's only a small club,
Right.
and it can cost a lot of money to set up with marquees and entertainment, all-day entertainment. So they're only a small club, so it's outside their budget basically.
So
But
that
they all join in with each other.
so that being said, when is the next one here?
Oh, goodness me, 2025, so you're looking for the 2030, 2030.
So that's why the Bridgewater Canal came to be, transporting coal. Just check out this horse here. One horse towing 2 barges. It's so much easier to, I mean, a person could tow that.
Set up with marquees and entertainment, all-day entertainment. So they're only a small club, so it's outside their budget basically.
So
But
that
they all join in with each other.
so that being said, when is the next one here?
Oh, goodness me, 2025, so you're looking for the 2030, 2031.
Hopefully we're still here.
Yeah. So you're looking
The next one here. So
But
that sorry to keep rewinding here. I like this. I really like this shot. Just take note of the guy walking by with the bowler hat. You just catch it for a second there. This is Sale in 1935.
join in with each other.
So that being said, when is the next one here?
Oh, goodness me, 2025, so you're looking for the 2030, 2031.
Hopefully we're still here.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get one more in.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I have to sell my boat and move on to pastures new, you know. to the big landing stage in the sky.
That's
so to
right.
speak. Yeah, yeah.
So this is what I wanted to see. This is why I came down here, because I've seen this. It looks like it's been freshly painted since the last time we looked at this. I'm glad I got to see it up close. It's very So I've pointed out that sign a couple of times before, and it was probably up on the gabled building on the bridge. Just trying to get through the commercial here. It was probably up on the building. What is it? It's like a little coffee drink shop or something now. Used to be the coal. I got to see it up close. It's very rustic. I think it's been, maybe it hasn't been, it doesn't look freshly painted, but I don't recall it being blue, but I am looking at it from the other side, and hand carved letters, no doubt. What a fantastic sign. Very weathered and how wonderful to get to see it up close.
When they had the last breach.
So all these little things, I encourage you to leave comments on the video, not only because it increases the algorithm chances of people seeing the video and whatnot, But because this is local history, this is the kind of stuff that's not recorded. This stuff is just not written down anywhere. Like, where did that sign come from? It came from the National Coal Board number 229, obviously. Requires a lot of research to find out where that sign came from. I'm assuming it came from the building just above on the bridge there, on Sale Bridge. And the crane, that crane is it's a fixture of Sale now. Mightn't be the most important thing in the world, but it's one of the most important pieces of Sale history, you know, part of its industrial heritage. Where did it come from? Why is it there? What was it used for? So if you know about any of these things, leave comments about it so it becomes part of the history. Because we're at the point in history now where if this stuff is not recorded, it's lost. It'll be lost to time. Like, no one will know where the crane came from. But I think I have an idea where it came from. Where did that sign come from? You know, it'd be great for someone to say, oh, I know it came from, I remember it being.
When they had the last breach, it was a different time and money was different.
Did Peel own it? They didn't own it
they
at
didn't
that
own
time,
it,
no.
No. Can't remember when the last breach was. I think
It
it was the
was
early
72.
70s. 72, yeah.
Something like that.
Um,
It's covered up on the, oh no, you can see it there. 1971 was the last breach.
the canal wasn't as popular then. It was used, but it wasn't popular. I think at that time all the clubs were already established, only to a small degree. A lot of the boats were old lifeboats from decommissioned ships from the war and things like that. People just built a cabin on because they were quite sound, they were quite safe. A bit ugly looking, it looked a bit like a fish out of water from coming off a liner or a big ship onto
Right.
a canal, you know. So it was a lot of it was homemade stuff. There were narrow boats. There was a few plastic cruisers about, and one or two narrow boats, but they were quite crude. They weren't sort of nothing like they are today. But that was a different time, as you can imagine. 50, 60 years ago. The canals were winding down at the time, so I think the authority, the canal authorities, didn't really take the canal seriously, and just because it was a private canal, just did the minimum to keep it open, even though there's acts of parliament that keep canals open. You cannot just say, oh, we don't want it, we'll fill it in. They have to go through Parliament because they were opened by an Act of Parliament in the 1700s.
So am I to understand that you'll see Arthur's answer to this? That is a curious point about the canal being opened by an Act of Parliament, so it can only be closed by an Act of Parliament. That's an interesting point. I've really, apparently there was a meeting, I don't know what came out of it, about fixing the breach in the canal. I mean, here we are going on a year now, and I don't think anything's been done. I hope it gets fixed, fingers crossed. It's, as you know, my favorite place, and it needs to be fixed. But that's an interesting point, that it was opened by an Act of Parliament, so it can only be closed by an Act of Parliament. However, you'll see his answer here. He's not certain about that.
Parliament in the 1700s.
So am I to understand that this breach has to be fixed?
Day or night.
And of course, then we get an advert. This is how we keep the wheels turning here at Wicked Acorn with these adverts. We get paid 0.0000001 cents for every advert. Oh, we have the swirling death thing here now. Oh, it's gone. I might understand that this breach has to be fixed.
I'm not sure about that.
Right.
I'm not that well up on it. At the time,
It's an interesting point. It's not
Well,
something I've considered.
I don't think it has to be I don't think it has to be repaired. The last time they were going to close it. They were going to fill it in, and they were going to close it. So that would close this end of the canal from the north, and it would close the other end of the canal from the south, because it's a very important canal on this side of the Pennines, because it links all the north with the south. From a trade point of view, which is what the canals were built for, of course, as it became leisurely, it prevented the interaction between the north and the south. So they decided that they were going to fill it in and close it down. Well, the boaters weren't very happy about it, and they canvassed the local authorities that the whole canal runs through, and basically said, listen, if you close this, you're cutting off a lifeline on a social aspect, and businesses that are set up, all few and far between, but mainly like pubs and restaurants, businesses that are set up with a water frontage, which is very appealing to most people, they're going to have to close because there'll be no passing trade, there'll be no boats, you know. So, and at the time, so the clubs got together and formed the Federation of Bridgewater Cruising Clubs, because they felt as a combined body they did have more power and more influence. So they got all the local councils involved along the full stretch of the Bridgewater, and the Bridgewater Trust was formed, and they became the major negotiating body. Of course, the councils, who have a lot of clout, if you understand that term, politically, obviously put pressure on the then Bridgewater Canal Company department of the Ship Canal, Manchester Ship Canal Company, and they had the councils took some money out from the ratepayers to put in towards its repair, and then eventually, cut a long story short, they agreed to repair it, but they basically, on reflection, they only did a little bit more than the minimum that was required to keep the waterway open.
So a couple of guys were just telling me that this crane is not in situ of its original place and purpose, and it was for lifting cargo on and off, I guess. So it didn't live here. It's not a former resident of Sale, shall we say, but it is now. So at one time, this would have been used when the canal was working, a working canal, or lifting things off and on boats. Well, Arthur Murray, I've had a wonderful day here today. I
More than
really
welcome.
enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah,
I'm,
see what the next episode brings.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll be talking about a new breach, and we'll be on the other side of the breach having the same conversation.
here, here.
Yeah. Looking
All right,
forward
we'll
to
see you
it.
in the next one.
Take care. Good cruising.
All right, we've had a great day. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. See you again.
It's the ferryman.
Only cost a penny on the fare. Alright, see ya. See you, Mary.
We're so lucky to have that canal. It's a thing of beauty. It's a very important thing just for our own mental health, to get away from it all and be able to enjoy a bit of nature in the middle of town, in the middle of the city, and even out where you're going, right, Astrax? We'll still be connected with the Bridgewater Canal. So I hope it gets fixed. I really hope it gets fixed. It's I am doubtful about it, but I hope I'm wrong. It's pretty valuable land. The canal is not a money maker, and that's what Peel Holdings, or Peel, is all about. They're about making money. They're not about providing leisurely places for people to hang out and enjoy nature. Anyway, I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but I hope it gets fixed, and I hope it gets fixed soon. We're going on a year now, and I haven't heard talk of anything. But it's sad we don't get to hear about these things. It should be big news. You know, the breach was big news. What about the fixing the breach? That should be big news too. Anyway, I won't labor that point too much. Anything else? I'll show you our photo one more time. Oh, that's the blue door. We don't need to look at that photo. So that will be our next mystery photo, our next Where Is It photo. And we'll talk about something connected to this place. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Oh my. Well, happy weekend, everybody. TGIF. I hope you enjoyed the weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for dropping by.